Hi.
Hi.
You all right?
Yeah, you?
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to just discuss how we've managed to evolve and work out a way to work and motivate ourselves working from home.
Which is, in this current climate, is pretty common for a lot of people, isn't it? And a lot of people are saying they're finding it very hard to switch between home and work, or to like separate the two, because it's easy to, and I think we have both found it in the past, it's easy to be sitting at your computer at 10 o'clock at night because it's in your house.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it makes it it's a lot different when you've got your own business as well, because you are the boss.
Yeah.
So it's so easy to get distracted, as we know, and start watching Netflix or looking at Facebook, or it's so
taking calls, like you said, people ring you and they just don't really appreciate that you're working.
Yeah, exactly. I think that, because you're at home and because you've answered your phone, they think, well, you can do that later, but you have got to treat it, as we know, as a disciplined business, and put time aside to do certain tasks, as we found out.
We have.
So it's really easy to procrastinate and think, I'll do that later. So to be successful, you have got to treat it like a job.
So I find that I used to be very bad at getting started in the morning. I've never been a good morning person, which is why I never liked going to an office job. And so it would often be 11, 12, sometimes lunchtime by the time I actually got started, and therefore you want to kind of do 6 or 7 or 8 hours or something, so you're working quite late in the evening. And I know a lot of people are kind of having the same problem. Perhaps they're not starting as late, then perhaps they're having breaks in the middle of the day, or say people will come and visit or whatever, and then you can't sort of say, right, I'll finish at this time, because you've got to make up for the lost time. So your evening gets sucked into your working day, really.
Yeah.
I've also seen, actually, I'm sorry, I'm just I also saw that a lot of people are now talking about like having a fake commute, where you actually go for a walk to sort of fake you're arriving at work and leaving, so that you're kind of separating your work day from your home day, which is kind of quite a good idea, isn't it? It seems a bit daft, but
no, I can relate to that, because I spoke to someone on a Zoom a week or two ago, and they were saying the same thing. They're having that problem of they're working from home but for a company, but having the problem of, normally when you're driving back, you're sort of calming down, de-stressing, in the traffic, listening to the music maybe, and the news or whatever, and there's not that. With working from home, you're there, and then you switch it off, and then I'm here. So I do understand that, but it's got, in my opinion, so many more benefits to it than not benefits.
Absolutely. I mean, I've always wanted to work sort of from home and for myself. I mean, obviously if you've got kids or family, or even like with your dog, and with my dogs, you couldn't have those. It's much harder. Obviously dogs, aren't quite the same as kids, but obviously when you're working and you've got kids, it's really hard, because even if they're at school, if they're sick, or you've got to go to the school play, or you want to be there for them. It's so hard. So I think for a working mum, it's it is ideal. And then, say, as you get older, you might want to have dogs, or a bit of, you just don't want to have that pressure of having to go out to the office all the time.
I think the schedule
I absolutely love it.
I do. And I think the schedule thing for me, as an older lady, I've not been having so much good sleep, and I find myself wide awake at like 4:30 in the morning or 5:30 in the morning. Well, in a normal job, you'd think, well, you can't go there. If you've got some ideas, or you've got a little bit of passion about doing something, there's no problem. You can sort of sit there and work from your phone and at that time, and you can get that done. And it's just so flexible. That's what I like about it. But I think the key is, it needs to be flexible, but it can't be that flexible that you never do anything. That's the key, isn't it, really?
That's self-discipline, isn't it, really? And I guess that's the difference. When you're working for yourself, you can stretch the borders a bit, but when you're working for someone else, then you still have to be probably answer to a certain schedule. But I mean, the great thing is, you know, working for yourself, you can say, you don't have to do 9 to 5. You can do whatever sort of time suits you, or you can take a longer lunch break, or you can have those appointments with the kids for the dentist or whatever you can do in lockdown days. So yeah, it's definitely, you know, I love it. And it's just, it took a while for me to kind of get disciplined, and I'm still not 100% at it. I'm working on a schedule now, but you know, I think everything takes time to really kind of get the hang of it. I always used to think with a job, it took me about 6 months really to get a job, you know, understand my job fully. Don't know if it's taken that long with this, but I think that, you know, definitely the benefits, you know, outweigh the disadvantage. And if you're an organized person, then it's probably not an issue anyway. But I think you and I are both very similar, that we're a bit scatty, which, you know, again, working for yourself makes that, you know, is a big advantage if you are a bit sort of scatty, because nobody else needs to know.
Well, yeah, now we're just telling the whole world. But no, I mean, I think you know, I've always wanted to work for myself in the way that I don't, it's difficult having someone telling you what to do, where to go, like you say, when you can have your break. Yeah. You know, this for me is absolutely perfect. And it's got, like I say, so many benefits. What do you think about what you wear? Do you think that makes a difference? Because there's talk about, I mean, obviously you can work from your pajamas if you want to, pajama bosses, but how do you feel about that? Do you think it does something to you?
Yeah, I think for me, it does. I think that I take it more seriously, and you know, like if you're going to do a Zoom call as well, like, so you could have your pajama bottoms on, but you know, we've done our hair, I've washed my hair, I've done some makeup. I think you feel better, you feel more professional, and say if you do get a call or something, then you know, you feel that you're at your best. I think, you know, nobody benefits from really slopping about in their pajamas, you know, on a regular basis. It's nice to have that opportunity now and then, but you know, I like the professional side of you know, doing it properly, really, without, you know, having to be too serious about it.
Yeah, I agree completely. Like you say, especially when you do what we do and we help people and we go on Zoom calls to be mentors, you've got to have that mindset that it's okay, like you say, sitting around on the sofa sort of Instagramming and messaging people is nice. You can do that, and that's the good thing about it. Excuse me, I think Bruno the dog's just
arrived.
Yes, but that mindset, like I say, once you're a mentor, you can have the video call and be professional. But you go shopping or you do whatever, you take the kids to the park, you can still answer people, you can still be there 24/7 on your phone. So you can get
because you're not glued to a desk or a laptop. That, I mean, that was the appeal, wasn't it, when we first joined the business, was you could do it from anywhere, you know, when you go on holiday or if you want to travel, you know, like we're in Spain, and you know, it doesn't affect my business that I'm here in Spain at all. So, you know, it's brilliant. Love it.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, we've never met in person.
I forget that.
Yeah, it's so strange, and we've become really good friends, but we've never actually met in person. I'm sure we will soon when the lockdown's all over.
Yeah, you're coming over.
But so it's good to have that support as well, and I think that's when I think you need somebody to be accountable for. Otherwise, it is easy to go off down the road and not particularly get anything done, because you can get sidetracked. So, but for me, you don't really work anywhere near as much as you would do.
Oh, no. I mean, once you get it up and running and you've done your training, you can do it, you know, an hour or so a day. It's kind of optional, isn't it? I like being, you know, mentally stimulated, I suppose. I like to be doing something, so I tend to spend more time than that. But if you've got a really hectic lifestyle, then you can get it down to an hour a day, you know, most of the time, I would say. Yeah,
and it's interesting as well, isn't it? It's something that you want to do. So therefore, it's interesting. It's not like you're doing, I don't know, spreadsheets. Some people might like spreadsheets. I hate them. I can input, but it bores me to tears. I'm just not that person.
Yeah. So, well, it's sociable, isn't it? It's a very social thing. Like, you know, we spend a lot of time, as you say, talking to people, helping people, learning. You know, it's educational because we learn things. We're learning all the time, and, you know, research, and just keeping our you know, minds kind of active and keeping up without. I don't watch the news actually, but you know, you keep aware of things going on that maybe on the news. So
I think watching the news lately is can't do too much of it because it's just depressing. So yeah, I mean, I was like that in the beginning when the virus came out. It was permanently Sky News, and I thought, yeah, I've got to sort of walk away from this, because otherwise it can really get in your head, can't it?
Yeah, because they just keep on about it. It's always the bad news, isn't it, as well, that they keep telling you about.
And I'm a sort of glass half full kind of girl.
Yeah, I am as well. Yeah, yeah.
Especially on the evening.
On a Friday night, yeah, definitely.
Right, okay, so we're going to log off then, and we'll catch each other again soon for our next topic. For those who don't know, we've got our own channel, Jack and Diane, on YouTube, where we discuss and ramble about certain topics. And that's what I say, don't you?
Absolutely. And if anybody's got a topic they want us to ramble about, let us know.
Yeah. Okay, catch you later.
All right, bye. Nice to speak to you.
Bye.
Bye.